James. Where's Julie? Where's my actual kid, Julie? Oh, hi, Jules. Never had an audience for Obsessed. My very first one. It's weird. Okay, so I'm obsessed with YouTube, so I'm going to start with the Seg 1, as we call it in the business, sort of dedicated to YouTube. What I love is that YouTube now, I wish I had it when I was a kid, because all these kids can now sort of upload their amazing singing and dancing. And then like 10 years from now, they get to look back and go, oh my God, I was horrific. So I never got to do this sort of uploading when I was a kid, but now I'm looking back and realizing I was horrific. So let me give you my backstory. So when I was a kid, I got out of gym class by taking jazz dance. And one of the requirements was I had to like write every week like what we did in jazz class. P.S. One of my favorite steps that I wrote about was it was down, side, up, pull back, because it was 80s jazz. So it was down to the side, up, and then it was a pull back. But the thing that I was obsessed with was the head was involved, because this is nothing, this is everything. Okay, so obsessed with that stuff. And into the hoop. So cable TV was sort of just starting to come out, and my entire chorus was asked to perform all these numbers for cable television. So naturally, I put together like a whole production number. I pre-recorded the piano part, I had another drummer pre-recorded, and then I danced jazz backup with Pam Kaplan. So a couple things I want to just tell you. First of all, my outfit included purple plastic jazz pants, very breathable. I had like leg warmers. Why, were you injured? No, they're de rigueur. So I had leg warmers on, and then I wore white Capezio jazz shoes, because white draws the eye, because you can look at the line much better. So filmed the whole thing, thought I was amazing, and I want to just show you, I actually have the video clip, and I've never put this video clip on YouTube. So I thought to start my actual YouTube show, I should actually finally show to the nation my amazing jazz dancing, and Gene Diglio on lead singing, and Pam Kaplan on jazz backup. So if you will, be ready. Mark, hit it, please. Now that's Pam Kaplan on the left. Now someone on the right is about to do an amazing layout. Seth Rudetsky. Now, do you see the leg warmers? Now, most amazing step in the world. Down, to the side, up, and pull back. Work! Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, my first guest. From hearing her belt, you will never tire. Plus, she's hilarious on a Gasteyer. What? On a Gasteyer. Fancy. Anna? Yeah, exactly. Pull back.
Pull back. Pull back. And
okay.
Turn.
So first, tell us what I want to say. So Anna and I had very, very similar childhoods. Okay, I'll talk about the CD in a moment.
Okay.
Anna has an amazing CD that just came out called I'm Hip. We'll focus on that in a second. But let's just talk about our similar childhoods, because we were both sort of classical nerds / Broadway fanatics. So
yes.
Classical-wise, what was your classical gig?
Well, I played violin far too much. And
what was your seat, by the way, in the orchestra?
I was a lazy second.
Wow.
So in other words, my husband, this is a super obnoxious thing to say, but my husband always says I'm a Gryffindor because I'm lazy and talented. But I hated challenges so much. So I would play first or second. I mean, it would depend on how focused I was.
Do you mean second chair?
Chair.
Oh, second. So you weren't in the seconds.
Yeah. I was first violinist. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You can take the child out of the snobbery, but you can't take the snobbery out of the child.
I just want to confirm. Okay, so lose your violin. So I went to musical theater summer camp. Anna was not as blessed. Please tell everyone.
So devastating, the most devastating. Okay, so all I wanted to do was do musical theater, and that's what I would sort of covertly do in high school. But
and why covertly, by the way?
Well, because my mother judges belting very harshly. She thinks it's tacky. She also thinks jazz is tacky. You have to take ballet, not jazz. You have to sing legit, not belt. Like there's a lot of rules and regulations. Just a lot of rules and regulations regarding the tacky in particular. So
oh yeah, Anna said every time her mother would hear like Andrew McArdle belt something, she'd walk by and say,
"She's blowing her voice out. She's gonna have no voice at 40."
Just constantly, just walk by making a comment. Okay,
but we did. We were exposed to a ton of Broadway music, so it was a weird.
Passive aggressive.
The passive aggressive double standard. Yeah.
Listen but don't try.
Yeah. Listen, but please don't do it. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I really wanted to do that. So I went to Interlochen, which is fancy music camp, and I played violin there, and I really wanted to be a musical theater major, but I couldn't. So I just did like choir and ballet. because it was not tacky, right? All that.
But it's still, Interlaken is nice. Though.
Interlaken was amazing, and then but we couldn't afford the next year, and I wasn't going to do anything musical theater. So my big music camp shot was to go to Gettysburg Chamber Music Camp.
Gettysburg.
Okay,
and then it's chamber music
camp. Chamber music camp. So I was 14, so I was like prime hormonal, like just at the peak of my Judy Blume forever phase, like really like had just. So I was at Gettysburg Chamber Music Camp, super humid pavilions, really humid, a lot of gnats, jamming on the Brandenburg. Really, really overwhelming, just with a bunch of viola players. And it was so profoundly depressing. And then on your days off, the cool thing is you got to go to Civil War battlefields. So that was amazing because you could just see like reenactors and like really get down and dirty. Oh my God, it was the worst. It was the absolute worst. And my mom was devastated because she came to pick me up, and this girl in my dorm, the like cabin thing, was like, "Your daughter is so talented." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And she said, "She is unbelievable when she lip syncs Funky Town." And that was like my claim to fame at this whole horrible camp. Yeah, exactly. I sang, and I went to college and was a legit music major.
When you were a legit major, did you want to be like? Did you literally think you were going to be on stage as an opera singer, like hi to ho?
No, but my first professional job was in the children's chorus at Washington Opera, and so I sang like a La Boheme children's chorus and the Ghost and Macbeth and stuff like that. And so, no, my parents wanted me to be an opera singer. So
you actually checked off voice major?
Yes, and I went, and all the girls in the china flats and the scarves and the lozenges. So much. There was just, and I was like making armpit farts in the back, like it was such a nightmare. And yeah, so I ended up, but then I went to school in Chicago, so I found all the comedy people, and then I left the voice major world.
Oh wait, yeah. Talk to me, because we were discussing, because I went to conservatory too. Talk to me about the freaky ethnomusicology teacher.
Oh my God.
You have, because you have to take like these requirements.
I don't know, I feel like, are there music majors in this room? Because it's like a music nerd thing. So they make you take ethnomusicology, which in and of itself is sort of interesting.
If you have the right teacher.
Fair enough. And this was like an intro course thing. And again, like the zither has a lot of interesting notes, and the Indian scale has a lot of notes, whatever. But we had to sit through this horrible, boring lectures, and this guest lecturer came in, and his expertise was that he sings overtones. So he's physically capable, like he'd studied all over the world with the Tibetan monks, how to sing one note and have the overtone hit at the same time. Okay, fine, super fascinating. I'm sure you all have your massage table chants at home, whatever. But that's a lot of that. But that's all fine. But this man's discursive style, like his presentational style, he had to feel the spirit. So he could only do an overtone based on his study and prayer if it hit him in the moment, and that happened to be in the middle of a lot of his thoughts. So he would describe these overtones, and he would say like a lot of, and he was a very boring speaker. And imagine 300, college freshmen in a big lecture room. So a lot of people wonder if I'm capable of this because of some kind of anatomical. Phenomenon. It was the most. So that was the moment that I decided I had to drop out of music school, because I was so convulsive with laughter, and I was basically asked to leave. I was in the back row, just like violent, like church laughing, where I couldn't recover. Like it was a terrible. And I went back to my dorm, and I called my mom. I said, "I got it. You got to let me be in the school theater."
That's all it took.
I mean, you would have lost your mind. I mean, you would have lost your mind. It was so unacceptable, like in every possible way. Like, I don't care if it's a special skill. You've got to take public speaking at least one class. Whatever that, Toastmasters or something. I don't care what it is. Just go.
Learning Annex.
Yeah.
Okay. So
exactly.
I want to talk about Anna's CD because I love it so much, and I'm going to show actually part of this video. And what I love is that Anna's voice, for all like, oh, I'm not allowed to belt. Her belt is so easy. Now, she doesn't want me to say what note she's belting, so you're not really allowed to listen to this one part. But at the very end, she's literally going from a G to an F, full belted. I'm so obsessed with it. So this is the song, 1 Minute Julep. Why don't you watch this video, and I'm going to point out the G and the F. And the F, by the way, is sustained. It's not popped out for a second. It is sustained. Okay, take a gander. Hit it, Mark.
I'm through flirting and getting frisky.
amazing?
Thank you. Didn't know that. Didn't know it was so high.
That's so good.
Didn't know it was so high.
So the CD, I know, I never should have told you. The CD is I'm Hip, I'm Obsessed. Okay, so I do want to talk about something else because all that belting, Anna really does have like legit soprano voice. So please, if you would, because of the high school experiences that we weirdly have the same childhood, same parents. Please talk about.
Madrigals?
Wait, in these delightful pleasant groves, in these delightful pleasant groves.
I just remember the hit. It's always with the endings. Air, blue, like always hitting the consonants.
But we were always like
Relax,
99% Jewish school doing like crazy Negro spirituals. Soon I will be done with the troubles up the world. Like literally troubles up the world. It was devastating. Right, did a full medley. Porgy and Bess. Did a full Porgy and Bess medley. No joke.
The spinning wheel. I think we talked about that.
Wait, you did that?
The very all white, the horrible choral, like what goes up. What goes up must come down, bom, bom, bom. Like the worst, like, so, and then also the crazy, round, 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 round. Like that, like the crazy, like vocal arrangement. It's like relax, and also the sweaty choir director, like so jacked from the modern piece, like.
That's amazing.
Like, so.
Oh, we got to do
Oh my God.
We did a full medley. We did MacArthur Park. I had the solo. Anyway, the point is, talk to me.
What's the solo?
It was
Was it the opening?
Oh no! The amazing Oh no. And I also did Love on the Rocks. Ain't no surprise. Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Anyway,
that's a nice little slide. Beautiful, beautiful.
Back, just talk for a second about your high school role that I'm obsessed with. When you were the one chance you had to be a soprano.
He's obsessed. Okay, so yeah, so obviously, so I was trying to follow the family rules, and I wanted to be a legit soprano. I was trying really hard, and in my school, you couldn't be you couldn't be the lead in the musical until you were senior, and you couldn't do it unless you were in choir, and specifically in chamber choir. You had to be in like the top, top cut. So. Anyway, I'd like worked my way through, you know, all the like townsfolk and villagers and all the freshman, sophomore, junior, you know, carrying the baskets and that's my favorite. Or a double boiler. Looking by, like I was just going by. Here it comes. I got the second half of that line. And that's like really the positive, like. Anyway, so you do. Looking, waiting for the wagon. So I sat through all of that, and then so they announced the musical. It was usually tailored to the seniors as a result. So they picked West Side Story, which was literally like a dream to be the most romantic girl, most romantic lead. Hilary was clearly going to be Anita. That was like a no-brainer. And this guy named Sam was a very strong tenor, and he was probably the only person, absolutely the only person that could have sung Tony. So we were going to do that. So the sign-up sheet went up, but it was a little bit one of those like, I'm signing up for my audition.
But like it was a given.
Given, yeah, duh. Like who's gonna play what? So you like, there were never upsets. It was always very obvious. So I signed up for Maria. I signed up for my audition for Maria for the role, and overnight, literally overnight, Sam dropped out of choir, and so the only eligible Tony disappeared. So overnight, sign-up sheet went down from West Side Story, went up as Fiddler on the Roof. So in 24 hours, I went from Maria to Golda. It was the most devastating. And when I told Seth this story the first time, he's like, "You went to Shrewy, pear-shaped Golda." I can't believe it. He was so enraged, and it was so exactly. It was like pear-shaped and nothing you want when you're 18.
Wait.
What? Like just like the ragiest, just angry, nothing. And then I gave a very angry performance as a result. I mean, maybe that was my take on Golda, but there's kind of no good. Like, if you want to be like the hot fox in Fiddler, like, what are you gonna do, Fruma Sarah? I mean, there's no.
No, there's sort of Huddle.
A Huddle, right? She gets the pretty song. That's it. Hilary got it. She was the Anita, went to Huddle.
Oh,
anyway, so yeah.
That's so frustrating. But wait, my school did Fiddler too. Why does every single high school do
They
Fiddler?
do it because it's easy to costume. Because they can say to the kids, go home and get a couple scarves from your mom, and shawls and skirts, and then you're done. It's a bunch of like dad's shirts. It's not that hard. You get some pork pie hats and tape some bottles to them.
Right. Oh, you're not supposed to be taped. Okay, so speaking of crazy high notes, that app, where I'm gonna have Anna do one of the songs from her album live.
Oh.
Are you warmed up? I didn't hear anybody warming up backstage.
Didn't warm up.
Okay, good.
It's good.
This one has
It's
yet
gonna go
again. I have to say, but it's a sustained F, and I'm obsessed with it.
Again,
so,
don't know where it is.
Okay.
I don't like to know because then I worry about it.
I will point when it happens.
Great. I look
Okay.
where am I supposed to stand?
I think you should stand right
Face
here.
the camera?
No, you stand here.
Okay.
I'm gonna
this
give
is
you
my
this.
album, everybody. This is my album.
Oh yeah,
Please buy it. I spent a year, ready? A year of my children's college tuition on this. So I'm asking everyone here to do their part in making me be the best mother that I could possibly be by repaying them.
I think it's fair.
It's perfectly fair. This is all of our problem. It's a village, guys. It's a village. Okay. That's it. A little vanity project. Can't go to college.
What's your warm-up backstage that you always do?
Some hung young guy.
Stupid.
It helps me to feel places right here. Some hung young guy.
Stupid. Here we go.
I never get a chance at romance. The boys all want to kiss my sister Kate. Katie never learned to cook, and she never read a book. But she's always got a string of fishies on her hook. When she's around, the boys all pass me by. But I look at Kate, and I just have to sigh. 'Cause I wish that I could shimmy like my sister Kate. She shakes it like jelly on a plate. And all the boys in the neighborhood, they know she does it, and she does it good. My mama wanna know last night, what makes the boys treat Katie so right. I know that I'm late, but I'd be up to date if I could shimmy like my sister Kate. A shimmy like my sister Kate. I wish that I could shimmy like my sister Kate. Oh, she shakes it like jelly on a plate. And all the boys in the neighborhood, they know she does it and she does it good. My daddy wanna know last night, what makes the boys treat Katie so right. I know that I'm late, but I'd be up to date if I could shimmy like my sister Kate. A shimmy like my sister Kate. I wish that I, whoop, got it? Huh? Go back. I wish that I could shimmy like my sister Kate. Oh, she shakes it like jelly on a plate. And all the boys in the neighborhood, they know she does it and she does it good. My boyfriend wanna know last night, what makes the boys treat Katie so right. I know that I'm late, but I'd be up to date if I could shimmy like my sister Kate. If I could shimmy like my sister Kate. Shimmy like my sister Kate. Yeah.
Gasteyer! Stop shimmying.
What?
Stop shimmying.
I'm going to buy a bra.
Okay, I'm putting you back. I'm gonna do tonight's your style, so you're gonna move over one seat.
It's
this
like
is
Graham
all
Norton.
new.
Without the booze.
I guess. Okay, hold on. Next introduction. Plant it.
Oh, okay, park it.
He's my next husband. Guest, I mean. Last name Karimloo. First name Ramin. How are you, buddy? Okay, so it's first of all, tell everyone how to pronounce your name, specifically me. Go.
Ramin Karimloo.
Ramin. Now, why is there no accent aigu over the I?
Because I'm not French.
Okay. So I read on Ramin's like Instagram or something. It was like Ramin is like the soul of a Torontan, like the apple pie of an American, like the sass of an Iranian, but the uptightness of the British person. Now, what did you actually say? I can't remember. It was 4 things.
Well, I didn't say that, but
And that's to be challenged.
I don't know.
Go.
You know, my blood's Iranian. My home was Canadian. Now my home is British.
Now your home is British.
No,
We're in America,
well,
bud.
You let me finish, mate. You gotta let me finish.
Here you go.
I don't. I'm a mixed cultural salad
How long have you been in America?
since February.
That's it?
Yeah.
So what's it like being on the broad? By the way, if you don't know, he's starring in. Anybody want to take a guess? Les Mis. Oh, I don't even know if you know this. By the way, I played my first Broadway show was Les Mis, but I didn't get to play amazing. There are 2 keyboards in the pit. I was actually keyboard 2.
Oh, no.
So no joke, 3.5 hours of this. It was the worst job I've ever had. It was devastating, and it was the long version too. Anywho, okay, wait. So you're starring in Les Mis, Jean Valjean. Now, you played this before, though, right?
Yep, I did it in London for 4 months, and then Canada for 4 months, and now here.
Isn't like because Norm now is saying Phantom of the Opera is the hardest role I ever played. Isn't Jean Valjean the hardest role? It's so much effing singing. It's the elf above male roles.
I don't know. The thing is once you're up there, you're up there. With Phantom, it was deceivingly tough. I remember I thought it was easy, and then after the first night of Phantom, I thought, I'm only on stage for 30 minutes. How am I so tired?
Why are you so tired?
I don't know. That final layer is pretty.
Well, because it's physically tiring.
Yeah.
But it's not vocal, because in Les Mis, it's like, my dog goes out there. I mean, it's so crazy.
I don't know, but I did Phantom young. I think if I did it now, it'd be a lot easier for me.
Because you get stronger the older you get?
I think
so. Why am I so out of shape?
Well, I don't know. What doesn't blow your voice makes you stronger, I guess. I don't know. I think I've been able to at least learn this instrument. It's not great, but it works.
You sound amazing in the show. Is there a recording of it?
Of Les Mis?
Yeah, your version?
No.
Just the one that I have bootlegged? Okay, just want to clear, I'm like, where did I hear it? What's your favorite part about doing the show?
I love this, it's all about the scenes, I love Who Am I? I love what Valjean goes through that.
You don't before the show go, oh my God, I cannot believe I have to hit that effing note. Will anyone notice if I take it down the octave?
I didn't till now.
Oh. No, don't you go like, I just don't want to have, like, how
Well, my benchmark is Flight, that top D.
Oh,
took the silver, took my...
To my flight.
Well, as long as I can hit that, everything else is below that, so
but
I'm
isn't that just sort of screamed and then slid off?
I don't know.
I mean, you actually placed it with vibrats?
Is that the shaky bit?
Yeah.
No, I hit it straight.
We went to conservatory.
Yeah.
You did School of Hard Knocks.
I get there, I squeeze everything, and hope for the best.
But she said. Okay, talk to me for a second. Whose idea was it that, for some reason, on your high note, another story must begin, you do a full upper body striptease? Have you guys seen that? He fully rips off his shirt as part of the blocking. Okay, so I don't remember when I did Les Mis on Broadway, when there was like, a 42-year-old. I worked out once, Jean Valjean doing it. He ever took off his shirt. Who came up with the idea?
It started around like a roundtable discussion, but what's been, I guess, Cameron and Lawrence Connor and James Powell are directors. Because in our show, because ever since the film, that opening scene, he picks up that flag post. He shows his feat of strength, and we don't have that in ours. So they toyed with different ideas and different blocking.
You have a wagon. Oh, you mean,
well,
I see what you're saying.
That point.
Oh, okay.
So they did toy with different opening scenes with the rowing now and what it is now. So then we thought, well, and I always thought, well, another story must begin. Why is he still wearing the clothes? It's like a snake shedding its skin. So that's how it sort of evolved. You wouldn't have thought that if you didn't have an amazing six-pack and enormous biceps. If you were me, you'd be like, I would put on 2 extra layers. Well, listen, when they told me that's going to happen in New York, I was in the gym then. That was 9 months of hard work for those 3 seconds. Oh, really? Now,
yeah.
Now what about now? What's your gym regimen? I usually live in there about 5-6 times a week. Jeez. And I eat 6-7 meals a day.
When I'm working on Broadway, hamburgers, I do whatever I want. That's the gym.
I'm looking for a role that does that.
But it's enough, you're running around 8 a week.
Yeah, but as Alpha Boy, you don't have to go like, defying Pagan. You know what I mean? You were just like a cape and a broom. Okay, so wait, yes?
But listen, it's the one sentence in the novel that stuck out to me was when they described when they first see Valjean walking through the town, and he was a man...
Hot.
Well...
That's what I remember from seeing it.
Man of medium stature, broad shoulders, prime of his life. I was not in prime of my life.
Yeah, but back then, prime of the life meant like you had both legs. You know what I mean? It's like, no one had a good body back then.
He's got a full set of teeth. He must be strong.
Yeah, exactly. Healthy as a horse.
Listen, it's artistic interpretation. You play yours, Valjean, I'll play mine.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to Ramin before the show, and I don't know if this story is going to be interesting, but I found it fascinating. Like you said, he has to go on and off stage, not as much as the Phantom, but still is on and off stage. So please tell everyone what happened the other night with Cosette.
Oh, that was awful.
It's literally the actor's nightmare.
It was the only time this has ever happened in my life. I missed the whole scene.
Full gasp.
Wasn't late. The scene just did not happen. And it was when I was supposed to come in with, Dear Cosette, you're such a lonely child. So I'm in my room and I'm thinking, That's an instrumental. You know, when you never listen to the show unless something goes wrong. Once it's in your system. And then I'm like, I'm listening to the show. There's something wrong. And then I hear a little door open, stage management. Ramin, should you be on? And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, well, and I'm thinking, why are you calm? Why wasn't it like, open it, get on stage? So then I thought, well, I've got time now because I'm not going to rush on halfway through a sentence. So I'm like, when's the next available opportunity? So I thought I'll go on right before because that's supposed to sing again. Like, there's so little I know. So I looked at her and I thought, what am I going to do? I said, do you want to come inside? Come for dinner? And then she went into her scene. And
Wait, so she was on stage the whole time?
The whole time.
So the whole time you were supposed to be singing to her, she was on stage?
Little, silent monologue.
Okay, so for funsies, I actually, seriously, before the show, I had my friend Joey Monda mail me the whole score. I'm going to play the entire sequence that Ramin was on stage. And then I thought for his karma, for your karma, I want you to have to do the face acting that Cosette had to do to fill all of that music. So, here we go. I literally photocopied this. Okay, so the last thing she sings is, I'm no longer alone now. She sings, I'm no longer alone now. My life is so near.
Find me now, find me here.
Then he's supposed to enter, and the audience heard this. There's more. Entrance.
There's so little I know.
Bye-bye. How does it feel?
I will forever be sorry to Sam Hill for that.
Just want to clear that.
But you were in your, that wasn't, what was it, maybe 20 seconds total?
That entire solo?
Yeah.
No, I would say that was like a solid 40.
Okay.
Felt like an hour.
Well, I'm sure it did, but it just, how long does it take you from your dressing room to the stage?
Luckily, my dressing room was right there.
Yeah,
No, but he didn't want to enter in the middle of his and then just stand there. So he's like, he didn't want to come in the middle of this. So he's just like, she's an amazing actress.
But
all in the eyes, Norma
But even the
Desmond.
conversation and the stage manager, all of it, like.
But what was extraordinary was there was no panic. So then I just thought, I have all this time, so I'm just walking to the stage, and I know I'm supposed to be on stage, but I'm like, I'm just gonna have to wait. And I'm behind the door waiting. And as I came on, I was like, my eyes, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so we're talking about Ramin's amazing body before. So Anna, I thought this would be fun for us.
Always.
Okay, so Anna and I are big like social media people, and so is Ramin Karimloo. So if you follow him on Instagram, naturally you'd think it's him, hitting amazing high notes for Broadway, placing things in the mask. No, it is not. It is Ramin at the gym. So Anna, I'm going to give you 3 options. You have to guess what Ramin is doing in a just typical Instagram post, which you think would be amazing singing. No, why would it be? What? Okay, so first of all, imagine the outfit. It's like short shorts, those shoes that look like your feet. Anybody, those shoes?
Oh, no, I'm
Yeah,
obsessed.
so just take that in. What shoes are you wearing?
Those socks. I'm deleting my Instagram account.
Even weirder. Okay. Even weirder. Okay, these are your 3 options. He is either doing squats, but not holding weights. Holding an actual person. That's one option. Doing a version of step class, but it's not the height of a step. It's actually 3 feet in the air, and he's not stepping, he's actually leaping off and on. Or 3, 2 people are in a plank position, and he's doing that thing we had to do in the 80s fitness. We have to jump over. Remember the presidential fitness class? Presidential fitness.
Yeah.
Okay, which of the 3 do you think is an appropriate Instagram post?
Inappropriate?
Well, appropriate for him. Which one do you think he did?
Oh, so he did one of those.
He definitely did one of them. Oh yeah, one of them was actually done. They're all freakish, but one of them was actually done.
I think he was, what was the middle one?
Middle one was not a step class, but it was a piled height thing, and then he jumps up and down. Or he's actually squatting with a person. Squatting, holding a person and squatting.
I feel that
Let's
way.
take a gander at a just typical Ramin post.
Oh no.
Take a gander, please. Hit it.
No.
Okay?
Oh my God. What?
Okay?
It's a middle video too. It's a little vine. What is happening?
I'm deleting it.
Okay, it's still going.
Well, they don't let me 15
That's the whole post. That's the post. Why not?
Why not?
You can do it. You can do it.
That was posted by mistake, right?
You've made an Iranian blush.
Yay! Okay. In conclusion, I want Ramin to sing a song called Les Mis. What I love about it is that he pulls sort of a Barbra Streisand Gavin Creel, meaning close to the consonant, but vibratos through it. So when that moment happens, and it's basically at the end of the song, it's during an M, mouth is clamped shut, but I'm still hearing vibrato. And that's what I saw when he did it on Katie Couric, so it better happen here. All right, so Ramin is being accompanied. He opted out of the pianist, and it's Sergio Ortega on the old guitar. So Sergio, why don't you get on up, show everybody your guitar. Ramin, come to the singing position.
Okay.
And you can take my piano bench of love, and I'll be thinking about that Instagram. Okay.
God on high, hear my prayer. In my need, you have always been there. He is young. A friend, let him rest, heaven rest, bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. He's like the sun I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly on, and I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give, let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him
Hey, great. Oh, so good. Thank you, Sergio. That was so good. Thanks, Serge. Sergio, Ramin. Oh, so good. Still got it. Plan over here. Did you hear it? Hey. When you hear her sing for more, you'll be begging. Last name Hilty, first name Megan.
Oh.
Planting.
Okay. Oh, don't cover anything. No hugging.
Okay, no
touching, no hugging. Don't
Intimacy
touch
issues.
Seth.
First of all, backstage with a tape. Tell everybody why.
Oh, because I have 2 dogs and a new baby at home, so I'm covered in hair and vomit.
It's adorable. Okay,
Yeah.
by the way, literally has a baby at home. Not like my 14-year-old child. Like, how old's your actual baby?
10 weeks.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
No, I remember I texted you, you're like, I'm in labor. So I don't really know.
You were like, can we do a concert? Do you want to go, like, meet me for a concert?
I can't talk now. Okay, wait.
On the way to the hospital.
Right, basically. Wait, so what was it? Was it hard labor, easy? What's the deal?
Well,
Ooh.
she can't.
Already, doesn't sound good.
Is it ever easy? I don't know. Well, actually, it was kind of, I hesitate saying this, but it was kind of fun. She came 2 weeks early, and it was 45 hours of labor. But the last...
Were you awake for 45 hours?
Pretty much. Like, there was no sleeping once that train.
How long was
pulled
your
out of the
labor?
station.
But the first one was about 30, and the second one was a lot shorter, maybe 15.
Yeah.
40 effing 5?
Yeah.
You
So
can't
what-
go to sleep. There's no. That's
I mean,
very.
yeah.
It's an improbable.
You just watch like Walking Dead, like just like a whole...
Little bit. Well, and it started at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, and she was born at midnight the next day, if that makes sense.
But it was 2
Not
weeks...
the next day. Yeah.
But it was 2 weeks early where you're like, I'm sure it's nothing.
No, no. But
Oh.
I did go out to lunch with someone who had no idea that I was in labor.
Or that
'Cause
you were
they-
pregnant, which is really weird. Oh my God, for Rizzo? So
Yeah.
you were just like, every 5 minutes,
Well, yeah.
they were like...
Yeah. I was out to lunch with a friend and my husband, and there was one contraction where I was like I was like, I hope I don't have to answer her question. I hope Brian will answer this question for
What
me.
about the
because I
answering the
can't
question?
talk.
What about the crazy stroke face? She didn't notice that you were...
Oh, I do that a lot. So
your
that
signature.
doesn't phase anybody.
Signature. Okay, tell everybody. Now, by the way, I want this because we're filming this. This is very good to know. So tell everyone your baby's name because everyone's been mispronouncing it, including myself.
Well, and that's okay. Like, we knew we were setting her up for a life of correcting people, but her name is Viola.
So it's not Viola or
Yeah.
Viola, it's Viola. And you're not Anna, you're...
Enya. But people say it wrong.
We've all been wrong. We've all been wrong.
Okay, so wait. A thousand things I want to say. So first of all, I'll have the same similar childhood: violin, opera singing, classical piano. Please tell everybody your desire when you were a child. But you weren't being forced by your mother. Go.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to be an opera singer, and I took it. I even went to opera camp. That's...
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, no, it was slightly horrifying. I had a great time, but at the end I was like, this is probably not for me.
Because why? You couldn't wear the blue eyeshadow, the piano note scarf? What aspect of it was not?
Piano note
Remember the piano note scarf?
Oh, I do.
Okay. Just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Do they have that in Toronto, piano note scarves?
Yes, they're still
Never
wearing
heard
them
of one
now.
till
It's a
Never
look.
heard of one.
I gotta
Yeah,
get one.
it's a signature voice major look.
I really wanted one, but yeah, I never got one. I think
Piano note tie? by the way?
Yeah.
Anybody? 80s? Okay, go. Now, why were you like, it's not for me anymore?
I don't know. I think my personality was just a little more musical theater than.
You actually had a personality. Okay, so that's not cool. Opera
That's
singers
not
are
what-
amazing.
I didn't
I went
say
to
that.
conservatory.
Yeah.
Don't even try to defend them.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. Okay, so seriously, honest, like. Okay, so speaking of opera, so it helped you play. You played. What?
I just remembered, I just flashed to a traumatic experience of the opera singers backstage when I was the ghost in Macbeth, and I remember this woman saying, "You need to concentrate on your breathing. Imagine sucking the earth for your vagina and out your mask." I'm like 13 years old, alone at the Kennedy Center with a very heavy-set opera singer discussing her vagina. Like, it was so traumatic. Like, and ever to this day, I'm like, am I supposed to be sucking air? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't go up that way. Air doesn't, your lungs don't connect to your
Ramin's
privates.
like, it works for me. Okay, all right,
Do it all the time.
and jump. Okay, where was it? Okay, so wait. Sorry, back to you.
Sorry, back to me.
Okay, so wait, opera singing.
back's to you guys.
She's like, I want to talk about mine.
What happened
Okay,
to
labor.
me?
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, so Glinda, so I want to talk about Glinda for a second because people don't know Megan began as the standby. Please discuss for my national YouTube audience, or maybe even international, if the copyright will go through, what a standby versus an understudy is.
Okay, an understudy is in the ensemble and has another track in the show.
We used to call them roles, now they're called tracks.
Now they're called
Keep
tracks
going.
because it's a machine, and we're all robots.
Basically.
Yeah.
100%.
And they cover one of the leads. So they have two jobs. Standbys have a dressing room backstage with cable, and just, at least I did. I didn't even have cable in my apartment, but I had it in my dressing room. And they're generally the first people to go on in case of an emergency.
So you never go on unless you're on for that role?
Yeah.
So how crazy is it to have a job, but your job is just sort of, speaking of robots, you're just literally like that at all times?
Yeah. It was terrifying because I was just out of college and Wicked had just opened 9 months prior to that, and I was the standby, and Idina Menzel was still
Playing
Elphaba. So the first time I made when I made my Broadway debut, it was opposite Idina Menzel.
It wasn't as Nessa Rose, was it? Because I don't want to even. Okay, go.
No,
Okay, so it was actually as Glinda.
Yeah, as Glinda, in the bubble. I'd never done it with other people before or in the costume.
You didn't have a put-in?
No. Well, because I was the first replacement for the standby.
Yeah, but you didn't do it the first week you were there. You had months to have a
Yeah,
put-in rehearsal.
I had 2 months, and I didn't.
No
have
one
one.
thought like you'll never go on.
No.
Wait, so you had 2 months. So wait, how did you rehearse like at like 890 studio with a person just being like?
Well, they had a rehearsal studio like above.
In
They
the
still have it. They
Gershwin,
have it
yeah.
in the Gershwin. So like me and Shoshana Bean would run around during the show and like we'd listen to the show and we'd like act it out upstairs because it's really taboo to like you can't. As an understudy, you can't do it in the wings while the
You couldn't be in the wings in a full white gown.
That is a big like faux pas. So we were upstairs like acting it out.
But you didn't learn your blocking with the Elphaba understudy? You learned it with like what, the stage manager?
Yeah.
Was he just like, I have been changed
Yeah,
for good.
for good.
Now you go.
No, you stand on 8 and I'm on 10. Yeah.
Wait, so the first time you went on, did you have delicious notice?
I had 2 hours.
That's not called notice.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Wait,
Which
why?
is actually a long time in standby.
Lore?
Yeah.
Wait, so what happened? They were like, oh, you're on in 2 hours, and you were like, oh, I better learn it.
Yeah, well, I better get my script out. No, I was getting ready for my solo Ars Nova show.
Was it that night?
It was, no.
Okay.
I was at rehearsal for it, and so I was like, I gotta go. Broadway's calling.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Literally, and so yeah, I just went, and I was really nervous. I was standing by for Jennifer Laura Thompson, the great Jennifer Laura Thompson, and I was sitting in her dressing room like freaking out, and Idina came in, and she was like,
Don't look me in the eye.
No, it was quite the opposite. She came in and she was like, so do you want to go over anything? Do you want to talk about anything? And I was like, what show?
The whole show,
Yeah,
start
what
to
show
finish.
are we doing? I don't know, what are we doing? And I remember she stood behind me and looked at me in the mirror and put her hands on my, and we totally made out.
Exactly. It's leading. Now he's interested. Sit back.
She put her hands on my shoulders and she was like, you know what? Let's just go out and make the show our own tonight. And I was like,
So great.
that is the best thing that you could have ever said. I could finally breathe. And we did. We had a great time. And like, I don't remember any of it except for the end. Like when we sang For Good, I was like, you are that great. You have changed me for good. Yeah, it was a very special night.
What's it
because of
like
her.
being in the bubble, by bubble, great adventure ride? I don't even know what that thing is.
Yeah, that big metal bubble. And I'd never been in the bubble with the lights out, with the bubbles going in a dress. The only time I'd been in the bubble was in jeans and a t-shirt and a rope around my waist, which was actually more terrifying because I could see how high.
It's really high.
Really
People always
high.
talk about flying for Elphaba. It's higher than the Elphaba picker.
Well, and I did the show for like 4.5 years, and since I'd been doing it for a long time, they were like, well, let's try out new ways to clip them into the bubble on Megan. And so, for a long time, I was trying out these clips, and I'd be up there singing, and then I'd feel myself pop out, and I'd be like, okay, I'm like 1 million feet. I don't know how high it is.
You wouldn't be clipped in?
No, so I just reach back and hold on to the bubble and have my big wand and.
What
try
about
not to freak out.
the actual bubble thing?
Oh, so there's bubble machines going at the same time, and
Is it
you're
actual
traveling.
soap?
Yeah, it's like the worst like dishwashing detergent. I have no idea what it's like Tide. I don't know. And there's fans going, but you're moving at the same time. So if you ever see the show and a Glinda's like, let us be glad, let us be grateful, it's because a bubble has the. You didn't think I was going there, did you? It's because a bubble has gone down their throat, and it is. Be nice to the Glindas, please. They have a really hard time.
Burns.
It does. It burns.
Okay, now you were complaining Anna because Anna played Elphaba. You were like what, the 4th Elphaba?
Yes.
And what was you were telling me that everything like is crazy 700 pounds.
Yeah, everything's crazy 700 pounds.
Like the prop, like what's like? Tell me the Act 2 costume.
The second act costume is 45 pounds.
Just the cape.
No, the crazy black dress that swirls around in No Good
Well, that's
Deed.
because you're getting an X-ray at the
wears
dentist.
it.
Like a lead
That's
vest.
exactly what it feels like. It feels like you're wearing a full body dental apron.
But that's why you can have like cheeseburgers and eat whatever you want.
Yeah, because you are so fit.
You're walking around
and
with.
when we were in
Sweating
Chicago
up.
in the Oriental, the elevator broke for No Good Deed, and it had started going up, and so it was down in the pit, and I'd started. Anyway, we all have our stories, but I had to run up a full flight of stairs in that dress and out onto stage like while still singing. And I remember like the next day my thighs were just like on fire. Like I felt like I had done like a full like football practice.
You felt like you had jumped up, jumped back down, jumped up,
That's exactly right.
jumped back down.
That's what I felt like. Yeah.
Anybody? Anyone want
Yeah.
to comment on that? Okay, just asking.
But the spell book is a phone book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's not like-
outrageously heavy. No, I constantly was like, balsa wood. We used it in Fiddler. It was fine.
We use it in film. Back in the 80s. Wait, it was so when you carry the spell book, it's literally.
You had to carry it too.
You
right? It's
should.
so
You know what you
heavy.
should do? You should have like a panel of Elphabas and Glindas, like just telling stories because
That's a
there are
great
tons
idea.
of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a fun idea. All the
Yeah.
shenanigans that have happened
Yeah.
during that show.
They tried out a lot of things on me too while I was out in LA, and
Why were
like
you like the
I
Tuskegee?
don't know.
Okay,
I
Okay,
don't know. But like the wand, there's 2 wands. There's the 5,000-pound one that you're carrying above everybody on stage.
Poundage,
In the
the poundage.
Yeah, and then when you're walking around to twirl it, it's this really light one, and they were trying out different designs for me, and I probably went through like 8 of them, and so I had this little thing where they'd come into my dressing room and be like, "Here's the new wand. Do you want to try it out?" And I would try it out before. Until the very last one. I never got to try out another one after this. But I was like, nah, I don't need to try it out. It'll be fine. And then we're in the scene, and I'm twirling it, and then I'm like, it's not in my hand anymore. Well, that's funny. Where did it go? It flew out into the audience. It landed, luckily, in one of the aisles, and this nice man came and brought it up. Totally stopped the show.
Stop the show?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Why, did you need it for some spell or something?
Well, no, because everybody was laughing.
Oh.
Everybody was laughing so hard. Like, because I didn't kill anybody. Everybody's like, oh, this is so funny, isn't it? Yeah.
Who was your Elphaba?
That was Eden Espinosa. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, please talk about it, because Megan was constantly getting in trouble, because they were trying stuff out on you, but you were also trying stuff out yourself. Please discuss Popular.
Well, yeah, because like I said, I've been doing it for like a million years, and Popular has to stay funny. So I didn't want to be like a robot and do the same thing over and over again. So, sorry, I keep looking in the camera.
I haven't looked once.
Yeah, sorry. Hey. And so I always thought that I was doing my job if I made the Elphaba laugh. Which, if I laughed, it would be another story because I'm supposed to take it very seriously. But like, it's the pivotal moment. You know, you have to believe that we're best friends after that.
You bond.
Yeah,
I get it. That makes sense.
So if I get her to like see how silly I am, or break her a little bit, then I feel like, I don't know. Anyway, that was my.
That makes
I got in
sense.
trouble a lot though because I was always trying new things to make her laugh. And there was one time where, the ball gown moment. This is a physical thing. I have to do it, but I've got things.
Ball gown, which is trying to.
Ball gown. And I was doing this thing where I was like trying to like everything just cracked. Did everybody hear that? Everything in my body.
Oh my God.
I was playing and I was focusing really hard on it, and I went. But my mic is right here, so it sounded like this. And it echoed throughout the Pantages in LA, and everybody started laughing, including Eden Espinosa. And so I did the only thing that I could, and I blamed it on her. And I said, "Excuse you."
So rude.
So rude. Which made her fall out of bed. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
It was like every night.
Did they
Sorry.
let you keep it?
Huh?
Did they let you keep it?
Nothing.
Written up to
nothing.
equity.
Yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
surprised I didn't get fired.
So before Wicked, I just want to tell one more story. So Megan said her first thing she got trapped for was Little Shop of Horror. So please just discuss your audition and the outcome, dear.
Yeah, so from my showcase I went to Carnegie Mellon University and we had a showcase like 2 months before we graduated. And that week, somebody from, Craig Burns from Bernie Telsey's office came and saw our showcase. And the next day I had an audition for Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors for the national tour. And I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. And for the rest of the week that I was here, I was put through the ringer of auditions.
Exciting.
And ended up getting it. Booked it. And I was that gross about it. No.
Exactly. Immediately got a Little Shop jacket. Megan.
No big deal, guys. I've got a job when I leave here.
So gross.
No big deal. No, I wasn't like that. I was so excited. I went back to school, and I was the first person they cast. And then I got a phone call saying, "Oh, we found the Seymour." And I was like, "Oh, great. Who is it?" They said it's Anthony Rapp, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love Anthony Rapp." And they were like, "Here's the problem. He's a big star and you're not, and you don't really look age appropriate to play this role opposite him. And so since he's a big star, we're gonna have to let you go." Yeah, it was really sad. But
So you hadn't signed the contract yet, I assume.
no, they were working on it or something.
awful.
Yeah, it was awful. But then I think Telsey's office felt really bad for me because then
Casting
they
people.
called and they were like, "Why don't you come in for this little show? You know, it just opened. It's called Wicked. You know, we're having the, you know." And yeah.
So instead of an 8-month national tour, you got like 4.5 years on Broadway.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Yeah. My life is so hard.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Ramin for 1 second because we actually have a prize. We actually have 2 tickets to Les Mis. So one audience person's gonna win the 2 tickets, and hopefully they're actually here.
Oh my God.
Be excited if you
I
won.
hope it's me. I hope it's me.
You're not an audience person.
Laura Furlipa.
Oh my gosh, you won! Yay! You wanna come up? Hi, Laura. This is Ramin. You're gonna see him soon on Broadway.
How are you, darling?
Very exciting. This is Anna. You're not gonna see her in the show. And this is Megan. She chose you.
Yep.
Ramin, you go to your show ASAP.
Yay!
No, it's anytime you want. Hilty, Anna Gasteyer, Ramin Karimloo. Thanks, everyone. Peace out. Come on. So fun.
I hug you now.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.